Hi, and welcome to your cupping flight for Angel's Cup. I'm roasted on December 13th. It's the holidays, and I can already tell this is going to be a really great cupping flight just because as I was grinding the beans and sort of lining them up, there was a lot of unusual things that happened. Like one of them really had this very, very strong cherry flavor. Just even in the smell of the grinds, and one of them had these tiny beans that were kind of unusual looking, so I think I'm in for a treat. But we're going to start with 6687. So this one is a bit of a darker kind of roasted coffee for me, in that right away I'm not getting a lot of super bright acidity, but the acidity is kind of coming in a little later for me. And I'm wondering if this is the one that smelled a lot like cherries or berries when I was grinding it, because I'm really getting this strong kind of aftertaste of dried fruit, dried berries or stone fruit of some kind. So let's see what it says. Oh, this is from Brandywine. They're out of New Hampshire, and they are a really, really great roaster that I sometimes order beans for as gifts. And the folks at Angel's Cup say it's Colombian, natural processed, and they say that it's kind of a strange coffee and that it's a purple captura. I'm not sure what that means, but that there's a lot of, cherry flavor, so I nailed that. But then some grapes, which might be the kind of dried fruit flavor that I'm feeling, and then they're getting florals and honey. Anyway, they're getting all kinds of amazing stuff from this, which isn't surprising considering how great Brandywine is. Yeah, it's really an excellent coffee. I feel that the aftertaste really lingers for a long time. Nice. All right, so up next is 6688. Oh. Already a really different coffee. This one has much more of a sort of citrusy undertone for me. And the citrus seems a little bit sour even. But I'm always amazed every time I do one of these cupping flights, how radically different they taste from each other. When you put them right up next to each other, you can really tell. So this one says that it has a kind of green tea consistency. It's from Cafe Grumpy. It's a Guatemalan, washed, and that it's a space between medium and light roast. But I really didn't feel like this was a little darker roasted, but this green tea flavor note that they're tasting, I really felt, because I really feel like that kind of tartness, sort of almost sourness that comes sometimes from the tannins in green tea, I'm really getting from this. Nice. All right. So up next, 66889. You can tell I haven't had another cup of coffee yet. So this one sort of reminds me of the kind of kind of sweetness that you can get from a baked good. The sweetness is somehow kind of grounded by the yeastiness of the bread. All right, so this one's from Mod Cup Coffee. It's Mexican coffee. I don't get a lot of those in the flights. And their flavor notes are starfruit, milk chocolate, jasmine, and Fruit Loop. They're saying the starfruit is up front, which might be some of the more upfront acidity that I'm getting. But they're feeling like they're getting some jasmine florals or honeysuckle. And they feel like they're getting lime or Fruit Loop. So I feel like I didn't really so much get the floral component. But I definitely felt like there was like a sweetness balanced by like a kind of graininess. Nice. All right. Next one is 6690. This one, oh wait, now I'm supposed to look at it again. Dang it. I tell you, I haven't had a cup of coffee. This one feels very berry to me, like very like kind of blueberry. And very balanced. I would say this is, I'm not very good at guessing origins, but usually I'm able to guess Ethiopians. And I think that just has to do with how they have this kind of distinctive berry note that's like kind of floral, and I'm getting a little bit of that here. All right, this is from Gimme Coffee. It is an Ethiopian, washed, and they say a lot of lemon and tea with the florals, and that there's a slightly kind of bitter grapefruit towards the end that makes it stand out, which I actually felt like got a little more with one of the other ones. But I remember this is also the one that had the really strange, like super tiny berries, or I guess seeds. Interesting. All right. So as usual, a wide variety of different coffees. When you put them right up next to each other, you're really able to experience their differences. I hope that you have a lovely holiday and a happy new year, and we'll see you with a tasting flight in 2019. Thanks.